Today's gospel speaks of the Good Shepherd as a model of servant leadership. The image of the Good Shepherd implies someone who gives personal, caring, and compassionate leadership. It is a situation where there is a mutual recognition between shepherd and sheep, where there is voluntary following and total trust. The Middle East shepherd does not drive the sheep. He walks in front of the sheep, and the sheep follow the shepherd freely. They are not driven. Shepherding in the Bible is depicted both in negative and positive images. Ezekiel chapter 4 portrays the bad leaders in Israel as those self-serving shepherds who feed on the sheep instead of feeding them. I quote, "You feed on milk and are clothed in wool, and you slaughter the fattest sheep. You have not taken care of the flock. You have not strengthened the weak, care for the sick, or bandaged the injured. You have not gone after the sheep that stray or searched for the one that was lost. Instead, you rule them harshly and were their oppressors. They were scattered for want of a shepherd and become the prey of wild animals." It's a good warning and reminder, especially for us priests. It was during such a bad situation that the prophecy came, "I will appoint one shepherd over them to pasture them, my servant David, who will be a true shepherd to them." And this one shepherd is Jesus. Shepherding is a universal symbol of leadership. Therefore, Jesus, the Good Shepherd, is presented to us as God's vision of a leader after God's own heart. He demonstrates to us how to exercise the gift of authority according to the intention of God by serving, caring for, and protecting God's flock, even to the point of laying down his life for it. Today's gospel also presents Jesus as the gate through which a shepherd must enter. Therefore, it is Jesus who can authenticate and legitimize a leader. Jesus' leadership of service and sacrifice becomes the litmus test for anyone who aspires to possess authority to lead others. The qualities that make Jesus the Good Shepherd are the same qualities that still characterize a worthy church leader, a priest or pastor, a teacher, a civil servant, and a father or mother. Here are some qualities of a good shepherd. First, he gathers and protects. Jesus cautioned us from false prophets who are really wolves dressed in sheepskins. They mislead us with false teachings and values of Satan and the secular world, and from the true teachings of the Bible and the church. The good shepherd or the good leader, on the other hand, protects the flock from this harm and danger and keeps them safe in the right paths and in the right faith. That's why in the church, the bishop or the priest should always act as the guardian of the faith. Second, he listens. Not easy, huh? The good shepherd understands that he does not have the monopoly of the Spirit. Hence, he is willing to listen and dialogue with his flock. He practices synodality, walks together with them in the journey to the heavenly kingdom. That is the whole thrust of our church today. And that is not easy, very challenging. Mutual listening and dialogue. It demands patience. Fourth, he leads. The good shepherd never threatens or coerces by force. A great temptation of the leader that apply to us parish priests, abuse of power. I am the PP, I have the power. Or we tend to want to make the decision fast without going through the process of listening and dialogue. This way of functioning, we need to change and adjust this new way of being church. He invites people to follow him, to come on board by invitation, by persuasion, by inspiration, not by force. That's why I'm very reluctant to use the word compulsory. Even the leaders come from compulsory. I'm very reluctant to use these words. I want you to exercise so-called initiative and responsibility. We are not children anymore. So we love and respect the people we instinctively follow. That is why integrity and consistency, again, not easy, represent essential virtues for pastors and leaders. People tend to follow leaders whom they can trust. Fourth, he sacrifices on behalf of the sheep. A good shepherd genuinely cares for the flock and puts their interests ahead of his own. He spends time, money, effort, and energy for them. He is not greedy in enriching himself. He is not tired of attending to his sheep. He searches for the stray and the lost. In that case, a lot of work to be done by our parish pastor. He weeps when they weep and rejoices with them when they rejoice. Fifth, he follows Christ, the Good Shepherd. And of course, he also follows St. Peter's advice in 1 Peter chapter 5. Very beautiful advice. He wrote here, it's not quoted there, shepherd the flock which God has entrusted to you, guarding it not out of obligation, but willingly for God's sake. Not as one looking for a reward, but with a generous heart. Do not lord it over those in your care. Rather, be an example to your flock. Then, when the chief shepherd appears, you will be given a crown of unfading glory. Sisters and brothers, we need good shepherds today in every walk of life. So in our homes, we need parents who really care about their children, who spend time with them and still care for them even when they disappoint them. In our schools, we need teachers who knows their pupils and who take a personal interest in their well-being. In our hospitals, we need doctors and nurses who care about their patients and who do not treat them as objects. In public life, we need people who care about the welfare of others rather than their own selfish interests. And of course, in the church, in our parish, we need priests, we need BC and ministry leaders who are willing to give loving and sacrificial service to all their brothers and sisters. Yes, today is also a special day to pray for vocations. We are asked to pray for vocations, the priesthood and religious life. These we should do, yes, but we should not forget that all Christians have a fundamental vocation to be loving and caring people, to be good shepherds to others.